Listen to me for a second. When you stop contacting a man, when you pull back that attention he got used to, heart, when you finally decide to stop chasing what doesn't chase you, that's when something real starts to happen. Not just in him, but in you. Heart, because most people think silence is about absence, but silence is power. The moment you stop calling, texting, checking in, explaining yourself, heart proving your worth, you shift the energy. You stop running after someone who was only walking. Heart, you stop begging for a seat at a table that was already half empty. See, a man knows when a woman pulls her energy back. Heart, you don't even have to say a word. There's a vibration, a space he feels. That good morning text that used to be waiting for him isn't there anymore. How was your day? That kept him warm even on his worst days is gone. And when it's gone, he notices. Heart, don't let him fool you with that cool act. Don't let him pretend it doesn't matter. Because deep down, heart, he's asking himself questions he never thought he'd ask. How did she move on? Was I replaceable? Did I just lose something I didn't even know I had? Men have this funny habit. They don't realize what they had until it's not there to lean on. It's human nature. We take consistency for granted. Heart, you kept showing up, giving him your time, your energy, your attention. You became part of his daily rhythm. But the moment you step back, heart, that rhythm breaks. Now he has to sit in silence, and silence has a way of speaking louder than all those words you ever said. Heart, now don't confuse silence with a game. This ain't about manipulation. This ain't about who texts first or who wins. Heart, it's about reclaiming your value. It's about saying, I'm not going to chase what doesn't value me. Because when you stop contacting a man, heart, you give him something he didn't have before, the chance to miss you. And missing someone is powerful. That space between you becomes a mirror. Heart, it shows him what life looks like without your voice, without your laughter, without your energy lifting his days. And let me tell you something, the right man will feel that space and start to move. The wrong one, heart, he'll stay comfortable in the silence because he was never planning to meet you halfway anyway. Either way, your silence reveals the truth. Heart, you won't have to beg for clarity anymore. Time and distance will show you exactly where you stood in his life. Now let's talk about you for a second. Heart, because when you stop contacting a man, you'll go through something too. You'll feel the pull, that urge to reach out. That voice in your head saying, heart, maybe he just forgot, or maybe he's waiting for me. But you've got to resist that. Heart, growth happens in the quiet moments when you choose yourself over your impulses. You'll find out how strong you are when you don't send that message. Heart, when you don't check his story, when you don't beg someone to care, that's when you take your power back. You see, love isn't about chasing. Heart, it's about mutual effort. You can't be the only one reaching out, the only one fixing things, the only one keeping the connection alive. Heart, when you stop contacting him, you stop feeding something one-sided. You create room for a love that reciprocates. You show the universe that you're done accepting crumbs when you deserve the feast. And believe me, a man who truly cares will feel that shift deep. Heart, he'll start replaying moments, wondering where he went wrong. He'll remember that one time you stayed up late listening to his problems. Heart, he'll remember how you believed in him when no one else did. He'll remember how easy it was to talk to you. Heart, how peaceful it felt just to hear your voice. He'll remember, and that memory will start to echo. Heart, because silence has a way of echoing louder than any argument. He might try to test you. He might send that, hey, stranger, message. Heart, just to see if he still has access. But here's the thing, when you stop contacting him, you're not doing it to make him chase. Heart, you're doing it to reset the balance. You're saying, I'm not available for half love. If he comes back, heart, let it be because he realized your value, not because he got bored or lonely. There's another side to this too. Some men don't come back, heart. Some never call again, and that's okay. Because your silence didn't just reveal his heart, it revealed your strength. You'll start to notice your peace returning. The energy you used to spend worrying about him, you'll spend building yourself. You'll laugh louder. Heart, sleep better, dream bigger. You'll start to glow, and that glow, that peace, that freedom, that's what makes people realize what they lost. Heart, let me tell you something important. The one who's meant for you won't be confused about you. Heart, he won't need to feel your silence to recognize your worth. But sometimes silence is the only thing that teaches both of you the truth. Heart, it separates the real from the temporary. It filters out the ones who are just there for convenience, not commitment. When you stop contacting a man, heart, you also stop seeking validation. You stop needing to be chosen because you finally realize you were the prize all along. You stop checking your phone waiting for a reply that might never come. Instead, you start checking in with yourself, asking, am I happy? Am I growing? Am I becoming who I'm meant to be? That's where healing begins. And don't think men don't notice that change. Oh, they notice. They may not say it out loud, but they feel it. The moment you stop giving him your attention, you stop feeding his ego, heart. And the ego is loud when it's hungry. That's when he'll come around with sweet words, little attempts to reel you back in. But now, heart, you'll be stronger. You'll see the difference between effort and convenience. You'll stop settling for almost. You know what happens next? Heart, he starts to respect you differently. Even if he doesn't come back, even if you never talk again, heart. There's a part of him that will always remember you as the one who had the courage to walk away from less than she deserved. And that memory, that stays. Heart, that changes how he sees women, how he approaches relationships. You become the lesson he didn't know he needed. But more importantly, you become the woman you were always meant to be, grounded, self-assured, peaceful. You realize that you don't need to chase love, heart. You attract it by being whole, by being aligned with your worth. And when that happens, the right one will recognize it instantly. Heart, he won't make you question yourself. He won't make you wonder. You won't have to chase or beg because he'll meet you right where you are. So, heart, when you stop contacting a man, yes, he notices. But more than that, heart, you notice who you really are without that constant need to prove your value to someone else. You start to breathe again. You stop shrinking yourself to fit someone else's idea of love. You stop waiting for a reply that never defines your worth in the first place. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Let silence do what words never could. Heart, let absence show the truth that presence tried to hide. If he truly values you, he'll rise up. If he doesn't, he'll fade out. And either way, heart, you win. Because silence always brings clarity. You'll learn that peace feels better than attention. Heart, that self-respect feels better than temporary affection. Heart, you'll learn that letting go doesn't mean you stopped caring. It means you finally cared enough for yourself to stop settling. Heart, you'll learn that the love you were trying to get from someone else was supposed to start inside you all along. When you stop contacting a man, heart, something shifts in the universe. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop begging and start believing. You stop doubting and start discovering. Heart, that's when the right energy finds you. That's when love that's real, the kind that doesn't make you question your worth, finally shows up. Heart, and when it does, you'll look back at this version of yourself, the one who had the courage to be silent, the one who chose peace over panic, and you'll say, that's the moment everything changed, because that silence, that distance, that's where your power was hiding all along. Heart. So stop explaining. Stop texting paragraphs trying to make someone see what they were blind to. Stop overthinking what you could have done differently. The right man will never make you fight this hard to feel seen. Your energy is sacred. Protect it. Withdraw it from anyone who only shows up halfway. Heart, sometimes walking away is the loudest statement of self-respect you can ever make. And when you do, remember, the silence that follows isn't empty. Heart, it's full of answers, full of truth, full of you finally hearing yourself again. That's what really happens when you stop contacting a man. Heart, you stop losing yourself trying to keep someone else. You stop chasing closure and start creating peace. Heart, you stop begging to be chosen and start choosing yourself. You know what's wild? The moment you stop contacting a man, the world looks different. Heart, You start seeing things you couldn't see before because you were too busy staring at your phone, waiting for a message that never came. Heart. It's like your eyes open to your own life again. You notice the way the sunlight hits your face in the morning. Heart. You start laughing again without forcing it. You remember that your joy didn't come from him, it came from you. Heart. You just forgot for a while because you kept trying to build happiness around someone who wasn't even showing up. See, when you stop contacting him, heart, you stop chasing that little dose of validation that his attention gave you. It's like you were starving, waiting for crumbs, heart. And now you're realizing you can bake your own bread. You can feed your own soul. You can build a life so rich that nobody's silence can shake it. Heart. That's the kind of strength that makes people look twice. Because the truth is, when a woman stops chasing, she starts shining. Heart. There's something magnetic about that kind of peace. That's when he starts to wonder. Heart. Not just where you went, but how you managed to go on without him. He'll look at your absence and think, heart, wait, she's really gone. Because deep down, he thought you'd always be there. He got comfortable with your patience. Heart. He thought no matter how long he took to respond, you'd still be waiting on the other side of that phone. He thought no matter how distant he got, heart, you closed the gap for him. But now that gap has turned into silence, and silence, my friend, gets louder with every passing day. Let me tell you, heart, a man may act tough, he may act like nothing shakes him, but when a woman truly pulls away, when she stops giving that daily energy, he feels it. Heart. He might not show it, but he feels it. He starts to check your profile just to see if you're still thinking about him. Heart. He starts replaying your last conversation, wondering if you meant it when you said you were done. He'll think about sending a message, heart, but his pride will hold him back. He'll tell himself she'll reach out first, but the days keep passing and she doesn't. Heart. That's when it hits him. He's not the center of your world anymore. And when that realization hits, oh, it hits hard. Heart. Because every man wants to feel like he mattered. Every man wants to believe he had a place in your heart that nobody else could fill. And now, heart, he's starting to see that the space he thought he owned was only borrowed time. Heart. Because you finally stopped paying rent on a relationship that wasn't giving you a home. Now, some people will tell you, don't play games, heart, just communicate. And yes, communication matters. But when communication turns into begging, when explaining yourself feels like a full-time job, heart, that's not love anymore. That's survival. So when you stop contacting a man, you're not being childish, you're being wise. You're saying, I've already said everything I needed to say. Now I'm going to let your actions speak. Because silence doesn't lie. People can say anything, heart, but silence always tells the truth. You might not realize it at first, but while he's sitting there wondering what happened, heart, you'll start to remember yourself. You'll start doing little things that remind you who you are outside of that relationship. Heart. Maybe you'll pick up a new hobby, travel, start working on your goals again. And somewhere along that path, heart, you'll realize something. You didn't lose him, you found you. Heart. Because sometimes losing contact isn't losing connection, it's losing confusion. You stop being tangled in mixed signals and half effort. Heart, you stop trying to interpret silence that was never going to turn into love. You stop feeling small because someone couldn't see your worth. Heart, that's when the glow up begins. And it's not just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, mental. Your energy changes. The way you talk, heart. The way you walk, the way you move, it all starts to shift. And believe me, people feel that. He feels that. Heart. He'll start noticing the difference in your energy, even if you never say a word to him again. He'll see you leveling up, living, smiling, unbothered. And that peace is louder than any text you could have sent. Because when you stop chasing someone, heart, you give them a clear message without saying a single thing. I don't need to be chosen. I already chose myself. And you know what's crazy, heart? The moment you make peace with walking away, that's usually when they start coming back. That's when the messages start trickling in. Heart. Been thinking about you. How have you been? Funny how silence makes them remember everything they ignored when you were right there. Heart. But this time you'll see it differently. You won't feel desperate. You'll feel calm because you'll know that whatever you had to say, heart, you already said. Whatever you had to give, you already gave. Now, if he wants to talk, it's not on your terms of need. It's on your terms of value. Heart. See, when you stop contacting a man, you flip the story. You stop being the one waiting, and he becomes the one wondering. You stop being predictable. Heart. And he starts being uncertain. You stop being available, and he starts realizing what that meant. It's not revenge, it's reality. Heart. When someone no longer has unlimited access to you, they start realizing that access was privilege, not a right. Heart. That's when you learn one of life's greatest lessons. Not every goodbye has to be spoken. Some goodbyes happen quietly. Heart. In the space between the last message you sent and the one you never did. Some endings don't need closure because your peace is the closure. Hot, your silence is the full stop that the other person never expected. Now let's be honest, it's not easy. That silence will test you. Heart. There'll be nights you'll miss him so bad you'll type out a message and then delete it before sending. Heart. There'll be moments where you'll replay the good times, convincing yourself maybe it wasn't that bad. But that's your mind missing comfort, not love. And every time you hold back, every time you let that message go unsent, you get stronger. Heart. Because healing isn't loud, it's quiet discipline. It's choosing not to go back to what broke you. And one day you'll wake up, heart, and it won't hurt the same anymore. You won't crave his name lighting up your screen. You won't wonder what he's doing. Heart. You won't check his stories to see if he's missing you, because by then you'll have built a life so full that his absence doesn't echo anymore. Heart. And that's when you'll realize silence wasn't punishment, it was protection. It was your soul saying, heart, I need space to breathe again. And he'll feel it too. Maybe he won't say it, heart. But he'll feel the difference between a woman who needed him and a woman who healed from him. He'll realize that he lost not just your attention, heart, but your warmth, your care, your energy. He'll try to find that in other people, but it won't feel the same. Because your energy was genuine. Heart, your love was rare. You gave him something real. And once real is gone, everything else feels empty. That's when regret starts creeping in. Heart. That's when he starts thinking, what if I had just appreciated her when I had her? But by then, you'll be gone, not out of bitterness, heart, but out of growth. Because you can't go back to a chapter you've already outgrown. And let me tell you, this is where a lot of people get stuck thinking that silence means the end. No, silence is transformation. Heart. Silence is where you meet the strongest version of yourself. The one who doesn't need closure to move forward. Heart. The one who doesn't chase what's not chasing back. The one who's no longer afraid of being alone. When you stop contacting a man, you learn patience. You learn control. You learn that love isn't about proving your worth. It's about sharing it with someone who sees it. Heart. You start to understand that the right person won't make you question your place in their life. They'll make it clear. Heart. You won't have to beg for attention, for respect, for time. It'll just flow. And until that comes, heart, you protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. People always talk about love like it's supposed to be struggle. Heart, like you've got to fight for it. But the truth is, real love doesn't make you lose yourself. Heart, real love doesn't leave you staring at your phone wondering if you matter. Real love adds peace, not pain. So when you stop contacting a man who couldn't give you that peace, you're not losing love. You're making space for the real thing, heart. And I promise you, the man who's truly meant for you will recognize your silence not as rejection, but as strength. He'll see that you respect yourself too much to settle. He'll see that you're not waiting around for half effort. And when that kind of woman shows up in his life, he'll step right, because he'll know she's not afraid to walk away. Heart. Now let's flip this for a second, because sometimes silence teaches not just him, but you. It teaches you what you were tolerating. Heart, it teaches you how much of yourself you were giving away just to keep something alive. Heart. It teaches you that love doesn't have to be earned. It's supposed to be shared. Heart, you'll start to realize that maybe you were the one carrying the whole connection. You'll see that when you stop, heart, everything stopped, and that tells you everything you need to know. That's the beauty of silence. It reveals. It doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. Heart. It doesn't prove. It just reveals the truth. And when that truth shows itself, believe it. Don't make excuses for it. Don't chase explanations. Because the moment you start believing what people show you, you stop being confused by what they say. And here's the best part. As time goes on, heart, you'll look back at this phase and smile. You'll thank yourself for not sending that message, for not breaking your silence. Heart, because that decision will lead you to peace, growth, and the kind of self-love you never knew you were missing. Heart, you'll realize that everything you thought you needed from him, you actually needed from yourself, the reassurance, the validation, the attention. Heart, you'll give all that to yourself and then some. That's when you'll start attracting people who match that energy. People who don't make you doubt. Heart, people who don't go silent when you need them. People who bring peace, not chaos. And when that happens, heart, you'll finally understand why the universe made you walk through silence first, because it was preparing you to recognize real love when it comes. Heart. So yeah, when you stop contacting a man, things happen. He might miss you. He might regret it. He might even come back. Heart. But the most important thing that happens is you change. You grow. You elevate. Heart, you start loving yourself on a level that makes everything else make sense. Heart, you learn that the greatest power a woman has is her ability to walk away with grace, without bitterness, without anger, just peace. Heart. So if you're sitting there wondering what happens when you stop contacting a man, the truth is simple. Everything changes. Not just between you and him, but inside you, he may start to realize what he lost. He may feel that silence. Heart. He may finally understand what your presence really meant. But the real transformation happens in the quiet place where you decide to stop chasing and start choosing yourself. Heart, that's where you find your strength again. Because sometimes walking away isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Heart. It's knowing when to stop pouring into something that doesn't pour back. It's choosing peace over confusion, self-respect over attachment, clarity over chaos. And that choice, that moment you decide not to call, not to text, not to explain, that's the moment you take your power back. So let him wonder. Let him feel the space. Let him learn the lesson that your silence teaches better than your words ever could. Because in the end, heart, what truly happens when you stop contacting a man is that you stop losing yourself trying to be enough for someone who never saw you fully. Heart, you become whole again. You become light again. You become free.